Welcome to the 700 Club. What I've been warning about, ladies and gentlemen, is being backed up by the top bankers in the world. A survey shows central bank fund managers say the U.S. dollar will not be the global reserve currency for much longer. Why? Because we can't get it together in Washington. More on this story. Let's go to Lee.
Well, here are some of the details. The Financial Times reports that more than half of the managers polled predict that within the next 25 years, the U.S. dollar will be replaced by different currencies. In previous surveys, managers said the dollar would retain its status as the reserve currency. This departure, though, could point to growing concerns over the U.S. spending crisis. Pat, I assume you do agree with their prediction?
I totally agree. I think it's going to happen sooner than they said. I said at the beginning of this year it'd be 2 years. If we kept up at the rate we're going, we'll lose our reserve currency status. Our bonds would be downgraded. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you realize, it sounds kind of like arcane or these ivory tower guys, but they manage $8 trillion worth of money. And these are serious people. And what they're saying is the United States is out of control. And we cannot any longer feel that your currency is going to hold its value because it's been flipping over the time. And it's interesting that their conclusion is that gold is the best investment, and they're advocating that the reserves, at least a portion, go into gold. This is going to kick the price of gold up rather dramatically in the direction I've been telling you about. Lee?
President Obama criticizes congressional Republicans for not extending America's debt ceiling yet. They need to do their job. Now's the time to go ahead and make the tough choices. That's why they're called leaders. The Treasury Department has set an August 2nd deadline for Congress to increase America's borrowing limit. The president is calling for tax hikes as part of any deal to raise the ceiling, but Republicans are saying no.
Their answer to everything in this administration and on the other side of the floor, a large measure of them, is to increase taxes for everything.
House Speaker John Boehner says the president has not offered a plan to rein in spending. So I guess that golf outing a few days ago didn't produce any kind of solution for this, Pat.
I did. The way I play golf, it doesn't produce sweetness in life ever. My wife said, "Did you have fun?" I said, "You got to be kidding. It was horrible." So I'm afraid they didn't do so well. But you know, the president in that speech was guilty of the grossest kind of demagoguery. For example, he says, "Well, the CEOs will give up their corporate jets." He's flying a corporate jet that, in my opinion, probably costs, with all of the goodies involved in it, probably $200 to $250 million. They've got two of them, and every time he takes a trip, he's ensconced in this enormous machine of all of these staff to go along with him. And he's complaining about the businessmen who need to get from one factory to another factory quickly to make business deals. And it's just demagoguery, absolute demagoguery. And then he talks about people giving up their vacations, but the problem is that he will not address spending. We're still going to spend $300 million to Planned Parenthood. He didn't want to give that up. There's so much duplication and waste in government that you can't imagine. He doesn't want to stop that. With the entitlement program, he doesn't want to get into that. And he's talking about taxing oil companies and taking away the tax breaks for corporate airplanes. This is nonsense. It is pure, utter demagoguery to talk about corporate jets versus health care for grandma. I mean, he knows it. I mean, this isn't a serious president. He isn't serious about making anything happen with the fiscal problem. And so while these guys dither around, what's going to happen?